Hello, everyone. Welcome back to SAT Math Question of the Day with Professor Emeritus Seth Chaiken at University of Albany and Joel Chaiken, his brother. We are here to help you approach SAT math questions. Here's question 6 from the non-calculator section of a post-2016 SAT. And yesterday I did the question that someone emailed us, which was great. So, Seth, you want to handle this one now?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. So everyone read it. Says there it is. Everyone please read it. And well, what struck my eye is that two of the choices were for values of the ratio of A to B. And then I noticed that the first step one would do is expand out A minus B divided by B, right, equals A over B minus B over B, which equals A over B minus 1. And they tell you that all of this stuff is 3/7. And so that led me to simply solve for A over B from this equation. So what I do is add 1 to both sides and get a value for A over B, which is add 1 to both sides. So it's 3/7 plus 1, which matches choice B. 3/7 plus 1 is 3/7 plus 7/7, which is equal to 10/7. And since it's a SAT question where only one of the choices is correct, I would answer B and be done with it.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, that seems like a totally reasonable way to do it. Yeah, to notice the pattern that A minus B divided by B.
The pattern here is, A over B here, and then B over B equals 1. So you could just solve for A over B, and that tells you everything that tells you complete information. A bit more from a mathematician's point of view, the relationship between A and B is homogeneous, and that means the only relationships between A and B that exist is the ratio. The only relationship between A and B that's specified by this equation is their ratio. And notice all the other choices are homogeneous. They're ultimately, all of these expressions depend on the ratio of A and B. And then, of course, this one is wrong. This is A over B plus 1 equals 10/7. But the truth is A over B itself is 10/7. This one is A over B minus 2 equals minus 11/7.
Right.
Which, let's see if A over B minus plus 2. Good. Yeah. So, what's that? 14 7ths minus, that's 3/7. So it's, 3/7. Yeah. So A over B is 3/7.
Right.
But what is given implies that A over B is 10/7.
Right.
Good. So
right. Yeah, that's great.
I think some people would choose a more complicated way, which should lead to the same result, but it takes more calculation and more room for error. The more conventional but tedious way is to cross multiply, simplify, express A in terms of B, and then see which one of these is true. But
Right.
but
Right.
some fluency led me to immediately do the operation of rewriting this as A over B minus 1.
Right. So in other words, this falls into what I call a pattern, or you would
Yeah.
call a coincidence, right? They set this up, and once you see the pattern or coincidence that you could do the thing that Seth did,
Yeah.
then you can just solve it much easier than doing the cross multiplying thing.
Yeah.
The thing that's
Yeah.
interesting psychologically, though, is when you were doing this, did you really know ahead of time that you would get an answer that would actually work? I suspect you didn't. You didn't. You just tried it, right? You really just tried.
No. Well. I hold the assumption that the SAT choices are fair, that one and only one
I know.
is correct.
Right.
And so
Right.
the first two, you might as well try the first two. The first two are statements about what the ratio of A and B is.
I know. No, that's not my question.
Yeah, I know. I saw ahead of time, without writing this out, that I could get A over B by getting rid of the minus 1 on this side.
Yeah.
So I think perhaps if I were doing the question in a test, I would actually do it mentally and save time from writing.
That's not my question. That's not my question. My question is this: while you were doing this, aside the fact that maybe like you already saw the answer, but aside from that, if you were doing this the way you were doing it, when you were doing it, were you guaranteed that one of these was going to be the answer? They could have easily have said A over B was 10 over 11.
Yeah.
And then one of these would have had to have been the answer. They could have done that.
Yeah, sure. The answer is okay, let me answer your question.
Yeah.
I did not see that ahead of time.
Right, exactly. But
what I did think of was that after I figured out what A over B was, what I did see ahead of time is that it's helpful to actually solve for A over B.
Right.
And then having solved for A over B, I checked which ones of these matched. I went to A. Well, that doesn't match. Bingo. B matches.
I know. Right.
But they could have made this. They could have made this 11/7, and then they could have made this one. They could have made this one. What would this one? This one would be 10/7 plus 1. 10/7. If they made this 17/7, if they made this 11/7,
Right.
sorry. If they had made this one 11/7 and then made this one, what would it be? 10/7 plus 1
17
is if they made this 17/7, then the answer would be this one.
Well, actually,
they could have done that.
Wait.
But what I did was, after I solved for A over B, I started at the beginning and checked which one is consistent with A over B is 10/7. And they happened to make it easy by making it immediate.
I know.
No, I did not see that A over B was 10/7 at the very beginning.
Right. So all I'm saying is that psychologically, you do it anyway, right? Even if you
Yeah.
don't know that that's really going to work out, that shouldn't stop you from experimenting, from playing,
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
going by your nose, taking
Yeah.
a chance without really knowing how it's going to work
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Got to get over that
Well,
cycle, right?
seeing that all the choices were homogeneous expressions,
Right.
I knew ahead of time that the value of A over B determines which of the choices is true. All the
I'm not
choices
sure.
have the same pattern.
I mean, this is silly, but I don't really know if that really is 17 sevenths.
Well, work it out.
What is it? What is it?
We know that A over B is 10 sevenths.
Right.
And A plus B over B.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
A over
yeah,
B
right.
plus 1.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is.
10 sevens plus 7 sevens.
Yeah.
10 sevens plus 1 is 17
it's 10
sevens.
sevens. It's A over B. A over B, which is 10 sevens plus 1 is 17 sevens. So they could have really made this 11 sevens and 17.
They could have done that.
17 sevenths, and then that would have been a harder question. Okay, so I'm just getting to the point that when you're doing these problems, you don't really know if they're going to work, right? You don't know yet.
Right.
You take a chance. Okay. I guess we shouldn't. Should we do the quick tradition other way of doing it? 3b is equal to 7a minus 7b. Don't forget to distribute correctly. Oh, this is really complicated.
Yeah, it's a pain.
You add 7b to both sides. So it's 7a is equal to 10b. Then you have to solve for a over b. Be careful. Now you're stuck, right? Because at this point, you don't really know which one of these is going to be the answer. But here you would take the same chance. A over b is 10 sevenths by dividing by both sides by b, and you get the same answer. But even here, you don't know. Even here, you don't know if this is going to be one of the answers yet. You really don't, right? Once you get to this thing.
Yes.
So, you still have to.
But again, when I looked at the question the first time, I noticed that every single expression in A and B was homogeneous.
Okay.
That means if you multiply A and B by some constant, the expression, changes by some power of the constant. In this case, it's the 0th power.
Okay.
Yeah.
Up here, over here, above my level. Okay. Okay, everyone. Then have a great day. Like us, dislike us, give us.
I have a remark about this business.
Seth has a comment.
One more comment. Notice that the information does not determine the particular value for A.
Right.
The actual value for A is undefined.
Right.
And similarly for B.
Right.
All that is known about A and B is that their ratio is 10 sevenths.
Right. That's related to the fact that you have two unknowns and only one equation.
That's related to the fact that when you multiplied out, there was no constant term.
No, but you have two unknowns.
Sure. You have two unknowns. Let's say you have 3a plus 2b equals 1.
Yeah.
That does not, that determines A in terms of B, not by a ratio.
Oh, right. But
and similarly, if you have one equation and two unknowns, there's either no solution or multiple solutions.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, but generally, if you have two unknowns, you need two equations to actually pin down both unknowns.
Yeah.
And here you have, in a sense, one equation,
Yeah.
but two unknowns.
So in these situations, we have one equation and two unknowns. You cannot pin down
Right.
Exactly. You cannot pin down each of the variables, but you can manipulate the equation to get a more useful relationship between the variables.
I see, and that's this whole thing about homogeneous. I see.
Yeah, and indeed, one equation and two unknowns defines a relationship between the unknowns.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we overdid it on this one, as we usually do. Yeah. Okay, everyone, have a great day. Email us at satmathquestionoftheday@gmail.com with your comments and practice questions. SAT questions you want us to look at, like someone did a few days ago. All right, I have to email that person back and say, hey, you should check out November 21st video. Okay, everyone, have a great day. Bye. And tomorrow's Throwback Thursday. No, it's not.
No,
tomorrow is Wednesday. Oh, God. But Thursday is Thanksgiving, which is Throwback Thursday, and Seth and I, maybe, hopefully, we'll be live together, which will be really cool. Okay, everyone, have a great day. Bye.
Bye.